Hi, this is Kenny Dager with KD Cuts. Today I'm really excited to introduce to you our new large format matting tool. I call it the Folsom. It's 3 inches squared or 75 millimeters square. The pattern comes from the end of a distressed fence post in Folsom, Louisiana, hence the name. And it's cast from a single piece of aluminum. It has a large, comfortable handle. It's not very pretty, but it's very robust and can take a lot of pounding. I got the idea for this tool a couple of years ago from a video that Tandy did called Embossing Nature into Leather. Go check out the video and you'll get the connection. I've got it for sale. You can either message me through this video or send me an email at kdcutsleather@gmail.com or kendag@hotmail.com, either one. In this video, I'm going to show you how I use it to make coaster blanks and a beer koozie. And I'm also going to cover a technique I call texture overstamping, which I have a separate video on that you can watch if you're interested. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to start by using our Folsom tool on a 4-inch round coaster blank. Now you'll notice that the pattern is much denser around the outside than on the inside, and that's an artifact of the natural concavity in the tool from the wear on the fence post. So now I'm just going to rotate it around. And I'm just going to keep doing that again to try and get the pattern as interesting, or the surface as interesting as I would like it to be. I'm going to keep on going. Now, I might want to make the center of the pattern a little more interesting, so I'm simply going to slightly lean the tool into the center. So there you go. I've created a real interesting pattern using the tool. Now I'm going to stamp over that. I call this texture overstamping. I'm putting a fleur-de-lis design in there. And essentially I've done my matting or my backgrounding first as opposed to doing it last. So you'll notice that using the matting tool first allows the texture to be all the way up to the edge of the stamp and actually inside the stamp, depending on what kind of stamp you use. So let's move on to a beer koozie next. So here we've got our beer koozie. It's about 4 inches tall by 10 inches long. And we're going to just take the Folsom tool and put some texture in it. Now I'm just going to rotate the tool 90 degrees and just keep on working it. So you see how I'm working close to that edge right there? I'm going to go ahead and flip it. Keep on working it. Notice how I turned it on a 45 a little bit. So I'm going to keep on stamping until I get the surface to look as interesting as I want it to look. And I'm going to flip it a couple of times. And I'm going to lean the tool a little bit. So I'm getting closer to liking the texture that I have in that surface, but I'm going to keep on working it a little more. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and texture over stamp on our beer koozie. I've kind of started, so let me go ahead and finish that. And finally, a little fleur-de-lis. Now, you'll notice that the texture is both outside and inside of letters. I think it's a very, very cool look, and works great on a lot of my projects. Done. Here's our coaster. Here's our tool, the Folsom. Here's our beer koozie. And again, the use of the texture overstamping technique. Notice how the pattern crosses over into the lettering. I think it's very unique, very interesting technique. The tool allows you to have a lot of fun. I finished it with Super Sheen. You can see that in the background. And so that's it. If you found this video interesting, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I plan on having more videos in the future about the use of the tool on different kind of projects. And I'll also be doing more on the texture overstamping technique. So again, hope you found this interesting. See you soon.